Today we are going to discuss the topic current mirror. It is the basics of current mirror circuit. To understand the basics of current mirror circuit, you should know how the active device can be work as a one resistive load or diode connected load that we have discussed in the last lecture. I hope you understood. Without that basic knowledge, you will not understand this circuit. Here, when you look at this circuit, it is biased by V plus and V minus. This is a fully resistive load. This resistive load will be connected to the any driver circuit. Okay, here you can see here you don't have any input because this is a resistive load. Only you have a DC biasing. M1, M2 are like a matched transistor. If I want to design the current mirror circuit, both the transistor to be identical. That is the first requirement. Identical in the sense all parameters are same, like a k dash n, w by l, mu, cox, all parameter, physical parameter, all going to be the same. Then only you can design the current mirror circuit. Here you can see IREF. This IREF was generated with the help of some resistor here. So when you calculate the equation, when you see the equation for IREF, that is V plus minus this VGS divided by this particular resistor. That is one of the equation for IREF. Here you can see your gate and drain are shorted. That means your M1 is working in the saturation region. That is a diode connected load. Okay, that is we have seen when VDS is like a greater than or equal to VGS minus VTN. Okay, when this is condition is true, this will working in the saturation region. See, when I short this both the end, this condition will true, right? That we explained in the last lecture, right? So the VDS will be greater than VGS minus VTN. So that says that it is working in the saturation region. So when you bias the same voltage to the M2, same current I0 will be produced. The I0 will be equal to IREF with both if M1 and M2 are identical characteristics. So I want to prove that is I0 equal to IREF. So first I will be saying IREF equal to ID1. Okay, first I will be saying IREF equal to ID1. Okay, here you can see IREF equal to ID1. Here the gate and drain are shorted, so current which is generated here will be ID1. Okay, so here you will be having ID1, right? Here you will be having ID1. So this is a basic MOSFET current equation, that is Kn VGS minus VTN whole square. What is a Kn? 1 by 2 K dash n into W by L. Here we are writing for transistor 1, so it was written as 1 by 2 K dash n W 1 by L1 VGS minus VTN whole square. So this whole term can be written as the Kn1. This one representing, this is for transistor 1. So this is a reference current equation. Okay, I hope you understood. See, now I am going to rewrite the equation like this. That is IREF equal to K dash n equal to VGS minus VTN whole square. Just rearrange the equation. Right? You can see, right? See, this is the equation. This equation. So for your reference, I will write here. That is IREF equal to okay. So this is the equation, it was written here. Here you will not have a K dash. Okay, it should be Kn. So when you rearrange this equation, that is so bring the square, you will be getting the square root here. That is, when you rearrange, you will be getting VGS equal to VTN1 plus square root of IREF Kn1. I hope you understood. Now I'm saying IREF equal to ID1. So IREF I can write like a VDD, supply voltage minus drop across gate source divided by R. This is one of the equation for IREF. When you consider both M1 and M2, see the MOSFET M2 has the same VGS as M1. So M2 was driven by M1 with the same VGS. We assume that it is driving the saturation. So I can write I0 equal to ID2 1 by 2 K dash N2. This is for transistor 2. So W2 by L2 VGS minus VTN whole square. Okay, so especially this whole term I can write like a KN2, and this VTN I can write like a VTN2, that represent this is for second transistor. Okay, so this is for output current, that is a M2 transistor. Now I want to find the ratio of M2 versus M1. So before that we have another equation to calculate the problem. To solve the problem we need this equation. So I have substituted this like you can see this VGS here. So when you substitute, what you will get? I0 equal to Kn2, that is VTN1 plus square root of IREF divided by Kn1 minus this VTN whole square. Right, you can understand. So this was written here, right? This was written here. See here they have find the ratio, because I want to find, like I want to equate I0 equal to IREF. So I'm assuming that both are working in the saturation region, both are identical transistor, all values are equal, that is VT1 threshold voltage, physical parameter all are same, so all will be cancelled. So the width by length ratio also same, so both will cancel. So I can write I0 equal to IREF. So this is a current mirror circuit, that is the IREF is a mirror intent of I0, that is M1 and M2 are mirror intent, that is a current mirror circuit. Okay, I hope you understood. So very important thing is both should be identical. If any one of the parameter is varying, it is not going to be a current mirror circuit. So this is the next important. It is a current mirror circuit. In the current mirror circuit, what I am going to do, I am going to see here. So here we are going to see the new concepts called current steering circuit. See, the very important thing in the like a current mirror circuit is I can generate the one constant current. I can replicate in the n number of places. That is a very important thing that will be used in the integrated circuit. See here Q2 was driven by Q1, Q3 was driven by Q1, Q3 and Q4 are same, and Q5 was driven by Q4. See, you can see here I2 was driven by I1, I3 was driven by I1, and I3 and I4 are same, and I5 was driven by I4, same I said. So I5 was driven by I4, and I3 and I4 are same, and I3 was driven by I1, and I2, this transistor also driven by I1, because this is same VGS I am giving for Q2 as well as Q3. Consider, suppose you have like you are connected n number of transistor like this. Okay, see this is a transistor 1, M1, this is M2, and this is M3. Similarly, you have a n number of transistor. Suppose I want to find what is the load current. So this is not a final part, this is a final part consider. So how many transistors you are having? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Suppose I want to find I0, how we will find? So I0 equal to n number of transistor into IREF. So how you will find IREF? That we will say in some numerical problems. Okay, that you have to calculate. So the final output current can be obtained by n number of transistor into IREF. So here we can find here the output current for your this type of circuits. Okay, here in the previous case I have not considered the channel length modulation. Okay, see, if you not consider channel length modulation, see, this is your VDS voltage, this is your ID. So you will be considering that is a flat end. So that means with respect to the VDS, the ID is constant. There is no change. But there is a case, there is a chance of when you change the VDS greater than VDS saturation, there may be some slope. That slope can be represented as the changes of output resistance. That is, when you change when VDS is greater than VDS saturation, but this is an unexpected condition. Okay, so the people don't want to work in this condition. Okay, but anyway you want to understand. So there is a channel length modulation when VDS is greater than VDS saturation. So that is the changes of VDS with respect to the changes of VDS with respect to the I0, your resistance is going to change. So this part. So this can be equal to the output voltage because you are taking your output in the M2 transistor. So they are equating your VDS to the V0. So when VDS is greater than the VDS saturation, that is you have some resistance. That part we used to say as a early voltage. Okay, this voltage V0 can be represented as a early voltage. So lambda is the channel length modulation parameter, that is equivalent to the 1 by VA. So when you write this VA with respect to this formula, it can be written as 1 by lambda 2 into I0. Okay, so when you after simplification I have written directly, so like I0 equal to Kn2 VGS minus VTN whole square. This is without channel length modulation. With channel length modulation, this is the equation. Similarly for IRF, when you take the ratio, this is the final equation. Okay, now in the basic current mirror circuit, we want to generate the constant current. Okay, we want to generate the constant current. Okay, we want to generate the constant current. Okay, still we can make more precise by replacing the resistor with the some active elements. Here I replace the resistor with the MOSFET. So by replacing this type of circuits, your stability will be increased. Okay, here you can see M1 and M3 connected in the series. Okay, so we are taking output in the M2 transistor. Okay, when you find when both are connected in the series, so you know that it can be written as your both the transistors are same, that is this is for M1 transistor and this is for M3 transistor. So when you apply the KVL, when you apply the KVL across this loop, you will be in this direction, you will be getting this equation VGS1 plus VGS3 equal to V plus minus of V minus. So when you not consider channel length modulation, it can be written as I0 equal to K dash N divided by 2 W by L2 VGS minus VTN whole square. Okay, I hope you understood. So next video we will see the numerical problems related to the current mirror. Thank you.